Imposter syndrome. I'm just going to read to you the definition on the internet. Hey, Stacy, how are you? Imposter syndrome is defined as a collection of feelings of inadequacy that persists despite evident success. So the person that feels the imposter suffer from chronic self-doubt and a sense of intellectual fraudulence that overrides any feelings of success or external proof of the competence. No, you're live. I'm live, Sherry. Hi, guys. Hello. Hi, I'm live. You actually caught me. So does anyone, maybe I'm the only one and this isn't going to speak to you guys, but I have dealt with this imposter syndrome, I don't know, maybe my whole life, because I still deal with it to this day. And I know it's crazy. I don't deal with it every day. It's not a struggle for me. But it's something that I can relate to. So when I am on my, my phone calls and I spend my days with my earbuds in here at my desk talking to you guys, absolutely love it. And one of the overriding things that keeps coming up is this feeling of not being able to share things. I know, Sherry, I don't either. Okay, so one thing that happens is people will say, well, I don't know what to write. I don't know what content to put out. I don't feel like I know enough to share this. Even people that have come through the Canesian certification and they know their basic stuff, just have that feeling I need to know more. I need to get to the next level. So that is why I wanted to share this with you guys. And I feel like in the past, anytime that I have come up and I have talked about, my mental illnesses or my cannabis use, anything like that, it has really spoken to so many more people. And each time, I will get emails about, thank you for sharing that. And it's hard. It is hard. It's hard for me to come on here and share this, but I feel like it's important. So that's why I'm here. I wanted to do it yesterday. I talked myself out of it. I procrastinated. So I'm here. This is so me. Okay, good. So I'm at least talking to one person here, thankfully. Okay, Stacy too. Okay, so imposter syndrome. So basically, you guys, it's even though I can look back and see my documented success. I can see pictures of, the house that we lived in 3-4 years ago and compare it to today, or, my office, or I can, I have an award now, which is crazy because I've never had an award in my whole life. And that is helping a lot, but I still feel like this imposter, right? So what does it feel like? Okay. I'm going to tell you guys what it feels like. And I'm just going to read to you here what online says because it puts it really good. To put it simply, it's the experience of feeling like a phony. So you feel as though at any moment you're going to be found out, right? At any moment, someone's going to be like, you don't belong here. You got here by luck. You don't belong here. You don't go here. And that's something I suffer from. And it's really a social, I feel almost a social anxiety disorder. But I don't know. I don't know if you would put that in that category because it's more internal, right? So when I am live on my page or, sharing with the public, I'm not coming out saying, oh, I feel like an imposter. But I'm here in this group sharing this with you guys so that if anyone else, you don't feel alone, right? So I'm going to share with you some of the things that I feel help me whenever I really start feeling this way. And again, this isn't all the time. It's something that I have worked through and worked with my whole life. But hopefully this meets you guys there if you are, struggling with this. Hey, Leslie. Oh my God. Hey, girl. So what do? I have 4 things here, you guys, and there are several things on the internet, but I just picked the 4 things I know I use. 1, break the silence. So shame keeps a lot of people from talking about this. And even with the people that, on our phone calls, whenever I'm talking to my team and I'm trying to help you guys, this is something that people will share with me, but not like come out and say it, right? So if you knowing that there's a name for these feelings and that you're not alone can be tremendous in helping you get over them. And it's hard. It's hard when you know what you know, right? But at the same time, when you have this type of thing, this syndrome, no matter what you accomplish, you still feel like, at any minute, someone's going to be like, no, you don't deserve that, or you shouldn't be here. And it's hard. So if you can talk about it and maybe, you don't do a live to 500 people, maybe, you send me a private message and I can help you, or at least listen and talk to you about it. So break the silence on it. It does have a name, and, it doesn't belong there. So we need to learn to accept it, identify it, and I guess just ride it out. But we can also do things to overcome it, or try to. So let's see here. Number 2 is separate the feelings from the fact. Okay. So like once a month when I have my womanly thing, I tend to get down, depressive, and I just want to sleep, and I'm tired, and I just don't feel good. And at 35 years old, I finally know, no, this isn't depression. This is how I feel because my hormones and all of this. So kind of the same thing here, you guys. We can learn to separate our feelings from the fact, okay? So this says here, there are times that you'll feel stupid. It happens to everyone from time to time. Realize just because you feel that way doesn't mean you are, right? So same thing. You just literally, sometimes we're going to feel feelings, and it's okay. It's okay. I've learned to accept them and just call them what they are, and then we can work through them, right? So number 3, recognize when you should. I think it should not feel fraudulent. So if you're one of the first, and this is big, especially in the cannabis industry, and I think from talking to a couple of people, this is actually what's kind of happening. So we're kind of the first, the first few, I guess, in this grander scheme to be online sharing about cannabis. So we're like a minority, right, in our workplace. If you go online and you look at, products being sold and things being talked about, cannabis is still a minority. So it's only natural that sometimes we're going to feel like we don't fit in, because we really don't, right? There's a reason why we're here and not with, any of the other companies we could be with. So instead of taking your self-doubt as a sign of your incompetence or ineptness, whatever, recognize that it might be a normal response to being an outsider. And that's a big one for me. If you've heard my story, I have been an outsider my entire life. And maybe that's where these feelings have followed me, and I've never truly worked through them. Okay. But recognizing that, maybe we feel this way because, we are called to stand out and called to talk about things other people are not talking about. And that's okay. So number 4 is the last little tip I have for you guys of things that helps me, and it's write the rules. Okay, so this is huge. If you've been operating under misguided rules, like you should always know the answer or never ask for help, we want to change that, okay? And so one of the things I tell my personal team coming in is you don't have to know everything. So a matter of fact, people are going to appreciate it if you don't know the answer, that you say, I don't know the answer to that. I'm going to research it, and I'm going to get back to you. So if you feel though, like you can't put out information that you do know because, oh gosh, someone might ask me something, I might not know the answer, and, or I don't know enough to talk about it, so I'm not going to share what I just learned. that fear of making the mistake or fear of failure, it's not going to move us forward, right? So Henry Ford said, failure is only the opportunity to begin again more intelligently. So instead of beating ourselves up for being human and not knowing everything, we can just, if we do put something out there and we don't know the answer, right? Say, I don't know, right? And then research it. Super easy. And honestly, I think out of those 4 things, the biggest one for me is number 2, just learning to separate these feelings from the fact, okay? So when we can look and say, maybe you don't know everything there is to know about the cannabis plant or CBD or THC, or, maybe you don't know anything at all. You still know more than, I would say, 75-80% of the population, okay? So population here, just now starting to see CBD, and you joined a CBD company, a cannabis company. So that, automatically puts you here because you have an interest, you have a passion to learn it, okay? So when you start learning these things, it's important to not wait for the right moment or when you know this or this or this, but as you learn and as you grow through it, to share that with your followers. And I think that is really strong when you can go back and you can see like, oh, this is working. Like I posted this post last week is something I learned, and nothing crazy happened. Nothing, nothing like exploded. I didn't break anything. No one called me a fraud. Like, no, what actually happened is you gained 3 more followers and a new customer who's trying it. And maybe you don't have the answer to their question, but you say, I don't know, and you come to me. And what happens, it's so true. What happens is, evidence. That starts piling up evidence. And if you follow Robert Hollis, who's one of my mentors, and you should definitely follow him, he says documentation beats conversation. So when you can have like these little victories, right? And you can go back and be like, I can do this. I can share these things. That is when you can start separating and you have the facts and the feelings, and then you can know, like, it's okay to feel that way sometimes, right? We all know much more than most people. Exactly. We literally, like, if you are in this group, if you're watching this right now, you know more than, I would guess, 75-80% of the population. So definitely claim it, take it, and I hope this brought some value to someone today. And I don't want to keep it, super long. I gave you my info, and I hope that you can take the little nuggets that are useful to you and tuck those away somewhere. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for watching if you are on YouTube. And I guess I will talk to you guys later. All right. Have a good day, guys.